In this video by Deckplate we will be discussing how obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, can trigger diabetes. Some of the most common OSA conditions can cause or aggravate diabetes experienced by military personnel. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purpose only. It's not intended for doctor-patient or lawyer-client relationship. Connecting the dots: how obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, can trigger diabetes. The impact of sleep apnea goes far beyond leaving you feeling tired in the morning. For people with diabetes, sleep apnea can influence your glucose levels at all times of day, change how your body responds to insulin, and play a part in diabetes complications later in life. Why is sleep apnea more common in type 2 diabetes? A symbiotic relationship has been observed between sleep apnea and type 2 diabetes. One seems to worsen the other when left unaddressed. Sleep apnea deprives the body of oxygen, which has a direct negative effect on glucose levels and insulin resistance. Its effect can be dramatic, promoting insulin resistance and changing glucose metabolism to the extent that OSA is associated with the development of type 2 diabetes. How OSA causes diabetes? OSA may lead to diabetes with the following conditions. Sleep apnea affecting blood sugar levels. With less insulin release from sleep loss, the body experiences a spike in blood sugar levels. Sleep apnea can impact those with both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. But only type 2 diabetes can actually be caused by sleep deprivation. Even with careful diet and exercise, someone losing sleep chronically night after night may still see higher than normal blood sugar readings when they visit the doctor. Taking sleep into account for health is just as important as diet and exercise. Hypoxemia. There are two main consequences of sleep apnea during the night. One is hypoxemia, or times when the concentration of oxygen in the blood dips to below normal levels, and the other is sleep fragmentation. Hypoxemia can set off a chain reaction in the body that leads to impaired glucose tolerance and increased oxidative stress, which means the body has an excess amount of molecules called reactive oxygen species. These molecules can disrupt the body's ability to repair itself. The whole process can also contribute to insulin resistance. Sleep fragmentation. Sleep fragmentation of any sort can push a person's body into a state of stress and cause the release of cortisol, a hormone that can strongly alter the metabolism. Repeated awakenings can also lead to insulin resistance, a greater appetite, and the craving for carbohydrates. Diabetes gets its foot in the door with all these changes. Higher sleep variability has even been linked to problems with controlling the amount of glucose in the blood. The more severe the apnea, the more disturbed a patient's glucose control. Sympathetic hyperactivity and parasympathetic withdrawal. The sympathetic hyperactivity and parasympathetic withdrawal associated with OSA are likely mediators of its adverse effects on glucose tolerance. The ability of OSA to activate the sympathetic nervous system is well characterized. Since activating the sympathetic nervous system can also potentially impact insulin sensitivity, it has been proposed that increased sympathetic nerve activity may lead to insulin resistance in OSA patients. Hypoxic stress. The hypoxic stress of OSA likely activates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis, elevates cortisol levels, and putatively contributes to insulin resistance. Thank you for watching our video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like our videos.